From marking Mozambique's 49th Independence Day with his soul-stirring rendition of the national anthem live from Polana Serena Hotel, and now, thrilling news, Moreira's brand new single, Dá Ou Não Dá, a bold collaboration.
Dá Ou Não Dá.
I knew you were going to do that. Okay, go ahead, Moreira. Give me my Portuguese lessons. Say it again for me.
The single's title features one of Mozambican's popular artists from a style of music called the Pandza. And the title of the song is Dá Ou Não Dá.
Dá Ou Não Dá.
Fantastic, Sefiso.
Welcome. So let me tell you, the last time I saw you and experienced you doing your magic, I was sitting with, as you know, Prasipo Hot Sticks Mabuse, and he was screaming up a storm, saying, Chonguiça! And of course, he had me riled up as well, and we were both screaming. And my uncle was giving us a strange look, like, what is wrong with these two people? But your music is soul stirring. You do a fantastic job of just bringing the feeling, the love of what you do to every project you undertake.
Thank you so much, Sefiso. Thank you. I think that's our mission. It's our purpose as Africans to enhance the best that we have. Okay, culturally, socially, etc., etc.
And you always say, in culture we trust. So was that what you were imbuing into, for instance, Independence Day? Every time you do that, your 2014 live rendition, I won't pronounce it because I know you'll correct me, but you can tell my audience what that is. But is that what is your philosophy, what you want to do with your music, inculcate that pride?
Okay, so there are two things. 1960 is considered the year of Africa, Ghana being one of the first, if not the first African country to become independent. Do we agree on that?
Oh, yes.
Africa has been colonized for many centuries. I don't have to remind no African about that. Okay? So, Mozambique, just a week ago, 2 weeks, 25th June, we celebrated the 50th anniversary of our independence. 50. We became independent 50 years ago. But culture is not just music, it's not just sculpture, it's people. When I say in culture we trust, what I mean is in our people we trust. Because me, Moreira William Chonguiça, being a Mozambican, okay, I lived in South Africa for 19 years. Whatever music I do, whatever I express myself is a reflection of my experiences, my identity, my ideology, my religion, etc., etc. So when I say in culture we trust, I say in people we trust, in our people we trust. The liberation. Why did I speak about Mozambique becoming independent 50 years ago, and we celebrated this year with a new president? We have a new president in Mozambique, a young president who's not even 50 years old. Can you imagine? It's very interesting, which means that there is hope, okay, for prosperity, okay, for growth. And the first aspect of culture is people. And South Africa is a good example of that as well. Do you understand? I had the privilege of seeing things that I could never imagine that it have happened. Okay? So in culture we trust is in our people we trust, because we are just messengers. If I play the trumpet, she sings, he paints, he does photography, you're an actor, you're a drama, etc. It's just a reflection of what we are. Okay?
Moreira, let me just jump in here, because I want to follow up with that bit that you talk about cultural diplomacy. I know it's something that you take across the world wherever you go. You talk about seeing things wherever that you never would have thought you'd seen before. Talk to me a little bit more about it and what you leave behind. I know you've received various awards in the United States and many other countries across the globe. Talk to me about
South Africa. There's the summons there from South Africa. Yeah. Listen, today, the world, we are about 8 billion people, according to the stats or the last census, 8 billion people. And 80 to 90% of these 8 billion are young people. Mozambique in particular not just Mozambique, Africa in general, young people are the future of this beautiful world we live in and this beautiful Africa we live in. Looking at revolutions started with young people. You can speak about industrial revolution, you can speak about revolutions against colonization, etc., etc. But today, we always lived in a globalized world. But today we are exposed because of social media, different mediums of communication, not just speaking about like what you do in traditional television, but we are all over. And with cell phones today, information in America, in India, in Ghana, in Nigeria, in South Africa, and Mozambique is available in real time through social media. So it's our responsibility to drive the narrative of what we want the world to perceive as what we are, starting from our communities that become our families, okay? Exposing our ideology. So cultural diplomacy, I use my music, I use my saxophone, I use my producing skills, I use my background in ethnomusicology to tell a different story or the real story on my own view. Because today, people are free to choose what they want to see. When you look at Africa today, it's just corruption all over. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying that there's no corruption. I'm not saying that. But if you come to Mozambique, I'll take you to Gorongosa. If you go to South Africa, you go to Kruger. You go to Cape Town, you see different nuances. Why? Because we don't drive the narrative. So my cultural diplomacy, when you see me doing talks in America, in France, whatever I go, is to share that, hello guys, that's not the only perspective of my continent and in particular of my country. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
No, I do, and you're very passionate about it, Moreira, and I want
I have no choice.
So let's talk about that activism, right? And that sense of purpose, how you would take music. And I want to look at the legacy of Pandza. Tell us a little bit more about that genre of music and how you're blending it with jazz and working with the artists that you do to then tell a glorious history that is obviously confronted with the reality today. But there's still something worth to celebrate, that we must carry that heritage along with us as young people.
Definitely. When you speak about Pandza is an urban sound, okay, that derives from various mixtures of traditional sounds, okay? And this is young people. Like, remember, there's an artist I love in South Africa very much, may his soul rest in peace, Double HP, remember?
No, yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? You know? So if you look at Pandza, you can look at what Hip Hop Pantsula was doing, Double HP, and many others, TKZs, etc., etc. It's traditional sounds that there's one aspect that you have to remember. Human beings are not static and dynamic, okay? We evolve, we'll transform, we adapt, and we borrow. We borrow ideas, okay? But our essence, our ideology, our tradition, our heritage will never leave us. It doesn't matter if I do hip hop, if I do Afrobeat, if I do jazz, our essence is within us. That's why I say to you that the first aspect of culture is people themselves. So Pandza, it's a genre of music that has made a commitment with some of these artists like Mr. Kuka, which is the one we're launching next week, Friday, okay, with a song Dá Ou Não Dá, which will come to Maputo and dance. But there's others, DJ Ardiles, Zico, DJ Junior, etc. I'm not saying that we don't have other genres of music that appeal to young people. But Pandza in particular, and with my experience in South Africa, where I saw different types of music transcending what music is all about and becoming ways of being, okay? People change the way they dress, okay? People change, they even created new words, do you understand? Like hip hop in America, but we've done with our traditions and our language. So Pandza is one of these genres.
All right.
And Kuka.
Moreira, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I need to ask you this before we end, because I think it's a very important part of who you are. So you've used literally and figuratively the wealth of the gift of your music for philanthropic work. People don't know that you're very passionate about helping young people, especially orphaned ones. So tell our listeners, our viewers, a little bit more about the projects that you are doing and why you think it's a continuation of your passing on that legacy.
It's very basic because I am what I am. I am what I am because people helped me, people shared with me, and because of that, I have to tell you, Sophie, we just created the Moreira Chonguiça Foundation. Okay, and I'm sure you've heard when you speak about Mozambique, you speak about oil, gas, rubies, coal, all these beautiful things, graphite, heavy sands. But I'm the patron of the province of Cabo Delgado for culture tourism as an incentive for businesses. And Cabo Delgado has been affected very much by terrorism. You've heard, you've seen on the news. So my foundation has two projects there, Cultural Exodus and Sounds of Peace. And we were doing in partnership with American Embassy and the State Department, where we were using music as a vehicle to create hope, create champions that will change the attitude of the young people that are recruited to do the bad things, or the terrorism. So that's my purpose with my music. Yes, there is a commercial, Moreira is a commercial brand, but I am what I am because people look at me. A lot of people have supported me. I am what I am because of other people, not just other people around the world have supported me. So this is not social responsibility. This is my purpose. Okay? So it gets to a level of a human being that if you are successful and you can't share, you have failed.
So final request, Moreira, because you are very insistent on making sure that I speak the Portuguese language well. I'm going to ask you to record a promo now live for Africa World Hour with me, Tsipiso Makwetla, in Portuguese.
Okay, for Africa again?
Africa World Hour. This is where you are speaking right now.
You want me in Portuguese?
Yes, of course. After all, you are teaching me Portuguese, so let's go. Let's go.
Alô pessoal, tudo bem? Eu chamo Moreira Chonguiça de Moçambique e para o canal África da Africa Hour aqui com Cefiso, abraço e até mais.
Thank you. Now I've got to work on your Sepedi. All right, Moreira.
You're coming to Mozambique. I'm inviting you.
Very soon, very soon. Actually, you know what's interesting, Moreira? I was supposed to be there this weekend. Colleagues are there. We are covering the Mozambican president as he receives the president of the World Bank. And we'll be, yes. But me personally, I am coming and would love to continue talking to you about some of these projects. And you and I actually have a date for philanthropic work together. Moreira.
Definitely. We do a program from here. We do a live from here.
As always, it's a pleasure. Wishing you all the best with your new album.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right. Keep well, Moreira. We'll chat soon. Moreira Chonguiça just speaking to us about his new and latest single, as you heard him say, Dá Ou Não Dá. And if still on, don't correct me again, Moreira, but we're looking forward to it. You've heard the amazing work, the projects that he's attaching it to, the cultural diplomacy, that sense of purpose that he says young people need to have and to pass it on to others, as has been given to him.